I moved to Sydney from Broken Hill when I was 17. I've always been kind of interested in alternative culture, so that's kind of what drew me to Newtown. And as soon as I arrived to Sydney, I knew this is where I wanted to live. People are passionate about this community, this suburb. A lot of the shopkeepers know each other really well, you know, because I guess it is quite a close community, and there is a lot of respect for each other. And I guess that's one thing about this community that I really love. It is so eclectic and diverse. There's no beach views, there's no high-rise apartments. It's the shops and the individuals that make this place so interesting. People in Newtown love Newtown. The camera's great and that allows you into places that you wouldn't feel comfortable otherwise, you know? You become more aware of your surroundings. Reality becomes hyper-reality. You really start looking at the details of everything. And it all depends on the subject matter as well, because if I'm photographing, you know, a Newtown portrait, it's static, it's staged. You know, I'm very aware of where every little thing in the frame is, and positioning-wise and colour-wise. Whereas if I'm doing something like a festival crowd, it's very much guttural, it's instinctual. I'm kind of moving with the people. And so, yeah, they're completely different ways of taking an image, but I love them both for different reasons. There is this one book, basically they're mugshots. They're all glass plate negative portraits, and they are the most beautiful portraits you would ever see. And I love the fact that it's a historical record of Sydney's criminals. Yeah, I guess I looked up to that book when I was thinking about the Newtown Shopkeepers one. To begin with, it just started out as a couple of portraits to add to my portfolio. I was looking for independent shops that, you know, you couldn't really find in every Westfields or every single suburb in every city, offering something that, you know, was unique to their interests.
I think the shops around Newtown are very much a reflection of the people. It's very welcoming and it's a real mixed bag. I think people that live in Newtown are fiercely proud of the area. The residents seem to be quite willing to support individual business owners, which is great.
You know, I did the first 20 portraits in the end of 2009. Yeah, it wasn't until 2012 that I took the project up again. Decided that there was actually something kind of special about these portraits and just like capturing these people before they were whisked away with the gentrification of the suburb.
I love hats. You have to love your product. You have to trust yourself. You have to have a passion about something.
I just think there's been something about Newtown that's been, you know, incredibly supportive, and that it is a really tolerant community.
Hey, sweetheart. Hello, you're being very shy, aren't you? You're being very shy.
Cats are incredibly independent and individual, and they make up their own mind on things, and they don't judge on superficial things, but they do judge on matters like kindness and how good people are, and I think that's kind of reflective of the community that we're in.
When I photographed Bob Gould, that was an interesting experience, because, you know, he's such an iconic character of Newtown. You know, Bob had a reputation of being a little bit kind of blunt in a way. And so I was actually quite nervous about approaching him for the shoot. He agreed, and so I went there the next day and took his portrait, and, you know, he was very polite and very interested in what other shops had been taken part, and I was really taken aback by, you know, how willing he was to cooperate. And now that he's passed away, it kind of gives that project kind of such power that, you know, these images are here forever, and so Bob will be attached to this Newtown identity throughout history. And, you know, I can imagine in 20 years' time, in 50 years' time, people will look at this book and this collection of portraits and, you know, and just be amazed not only at the fashion and the architecture, but the technology, and, you know, the fact that there's still a glass studio here. There's a small brewery over here. There's a lady who sells just buttons. You know, it's so fascinating.